Hey, once again, this is your boy Wild Rocky, and welcome to Postgame. After a crazy Saturday of games, 14 games were played, and there's a lot of bangers, there's some blowouts, some close ones, and yeah, guys, I am here to talk about it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. Also, hit the bell. We'll be posting every single day. I have NHL 23 content coming out tomorrow. Keep an eye on that, guys. Okay, guys, let's get straight into it. There's a huge amount of games today. Let's do it. We have a day off tomorrow. There's no NHL games. We're gonna get ahead, baby. All right, the first game we're going to talk about is the Battle of Alberta. An absolute crazy game, 4-3. But I have a big question. What is wrong with Jack Campbell? See, guys, I know it's 2 games in this year. That's 2 games in a row that Jack Campbell was not good. He got pulled this game, and they lost 4-3. Calgary scored 4 goals in the first period. And honestly, he did not look good. There's some weak ones there. But, hey, the Flames started hot. But the thing with the Oilers is they need to start better, because if they keep playing bad from the start and they're playing from behind every single game, it's going to get tough, especially in the playoffs. But as of now, they're good at coming back at least, but they need to stop doing this. They're just putting themselves in a hole that is so hard to come out of. But it was a very fun game, to be honest, to watch. A lot of offense, a lot of high speed. McDavid is just an animal. But once again, Oilers need to fix it, and Campbell, he needs to fix himself. Obviously, guys, I could not watch every one of these games. There's 14 games. I cannot watch all of them. So the next game is the Chicago Blackhawks versus the San Jose Sharks. I did not watch any second of this game, but I did call this. So I called the Sharks losing again. They are 0-4. They lost back-to-back games on home ice to a really bad Chicago team, but I knew this was going to happen. But Sam Lafferty scored twice, a shorthanded goal, 2 shorthanded goals. Sam Lafferty scored 2 shorthanded goals, which cannot happen if you're the San Jose Sharks. But hey, good for Chicago. They're putting the puck in the net, but still no Kane on the scoreboard yet, but it's okay. And hey, they'll take the dub, but something's wrong with the Sharks, and yeah, they do not look any good. Up next is the Nashville Predators versus the Dallas Stars. They lost 5-1 to Nashville. They got absolutely smacked. Dallas, they're pretty damn good. There's some weak ones. I feel like the defense was not very good once again against the Stars. I don't know why. The defense is just running around and they're just leaving Saros out to dry. And I don't know, Dallas just looks very good. I called them to make playoffs, and maybe I'm right now, but Nashville, they only beat the Sharks, who are not good. So maybe maybe the Predators aren't who we thought they are. And this might be the game of the night here. The Los Angeles Kings versus the Minnesota Wild. What is wrong with the defense on the Wild, and what is wrong with Fleury? He let in 4 goals in the first period. And let me tell you, that Iafallo goal, that cannot happen. That was like back in the playoff years in Pittsburgh when he let it in off the back wall and letting some weak ones in the playoffs. That's that Fleury that we never wanted to see again, and that's what the Wild are getting right now. They are not good, but the defense themselves are not good either. Like the Velarde goal, the second goal of the night, what is Hartman doing? Turns it over in a free pass, free breakout, turns it over, backdoor open net. Like, what are they doing? But hey, the Wild fought back though. They fought back, scored 6 times, and still lost. They just, every time they scored, King scored a minute later. Like, how does that happen? That happened 3 times tonight. That cannot happen if you're Wild. And lost twice, giving up 7 goals in 2 games in a row on home ice. That cannot happen. It cannot happen. The next game is going to be the St. Louis Blues versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. I did not watch this game once again, but I did call this as well. I called the Blues winning. And Blue Jackets, obviously, some tough games. They played Tampa Bay Lightning. They played the Blues. And they played the Hurricanes. So some tough games. But still 0-3, it does not matter. They don't ask who you're playing. They just ask how many losses you have. And right now they're 0-3. But hey, Blues look good. We like the Blues here. And Tarasenko, put the puck in that like we like. He needs to start doing that more. And that's exactly what he did. But it's a good start for the Blues. And Blue Jackets, what's wrong? The next game is the New York Islanders versus the Anaheim Ducks. They lost 7-1. Our Islanders scored 7 goals on Gibson. Gibson, he hasn't been himself recently. I don't know why. He just has not been himself. And hey, the Islanders put the puck in the net. They usually don't score this much at all. They never score this much usually. But some depth guys, if you look at the score sheet, some depth guys scored. Mayfield scored twice. Salo scored twice. Olivier scored. Wallstrom scored, and Dobson. Like, obviously he's Dobson, and then they score a lot. But Mayfield and Salo, they don't really score that much. But hey, they'll take that all day. But at least for the one positive for the Ducks, Troy Terry is still scoring, and they need that a lot. But now they need Trevor Zegras and all of them to step up. They're still young, so we can't expect this team to do too much. Up next is the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. I actually predicted the Lightning to win this game, and they did not. If you watch the game at all, they actually got dominated, to be honest with you. The Penguins looked so good. They looked horrible in the first like 10 minutes of the game in the first period. Lightning took the lead, and they were actually dominating the Penguins. But then after that, Penguins dominated the rest of the game, in my opinion. I think the Penguins 100% deserve this. Penguins power play is really good. Penalty kill was really good right there. Crosby looks unreal. The top six looks unreal, to be honest with you. And this team is nasty. Jari played very well. And obviously it was a back-to-back to Lightning, but still I don't think they lost once in regulation last year and back-to-backs. So yeah, Penguins look really good. They're a scary team right now. Obviously it's the beginning of the year, but this team looks really good. Next up is the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Ottawa Senators. This game was really good, actually, in my opinion. But just every time I watch the Maple Leafs, they just scare me because they're just so offensive and their defense are always scrambling, and it's never easy in Toronto. You know what I mean? It's never an easy win in Toronto unless they're just putting up 14 goals, which they can't do sometimes. But the game-winning goal was from an unseen hero, to be honest. I feel like the fans actually hate this guy. Justin Hall, in front of the net as a D-man, buries the rebound with 2 minutes left to go and wins the game for Toronto. That's awesome. Samsonov 2-0 right now. Murray's hurt for a month. That's scary, but at least Samsonov is winning right now. But hey, you'll take the win all day. Senators, they look pretty good too. Drew put the puck in the net for the first time as a Senator. But it was a fun game to watch. 2 Canadian teams are always fun to watch. And hey, Toronto, they snuck it out, and they just need to keep doing that. Up next is the Capitals versus the Canadiens. The Capitals won 3-1. Canadiens are a good team. They're okay. Goaltending was not the greatest this game, but Connor Sheary scored, Mantha scored, and TJ Oshie scored. But yeah, other than that, the Capitals look pretty good. But the goal from Suzuki was actually really sick. He went around the net, little wrap around by himself, actually. It was kind of sick. Captain moves right there. But Canadiens, they need to fix something out. And I think the next time they play Pittsburgh. So if they could beat Pittsburgh, that'd be huge for them. But I hope they don't. But yeah, the Capitals needed this win. Ovi did score, but it got taken away. So that would have been nice for him. Whereas as of now, 3 games in, he's off the score sheet, baby. Up next is the Detroit Red Wings versus the New Jersey Devils. Red Wings won 5-2. The Devils are cheeks, man. I'm being honest with you. Devils look horrible. They scored the first goal of the game. Dougie Hamilton, a weird shot, whatever, went in. But then the goaltending, Vanacek, what are you doing? All those goals were so weak. There's some weak ones that went in. Devils, Miles Wood is not happy, even though he scored today. He's still not happy. He even said he's chirping his own team, basically. I don't want to be on a losing team anymore. Well, that's not going to change this year, man. I'm sorry, Devil fans, but I don't know what's wrong. Obviously, it's just 2 games in. You can't think of it too much, but there's really nothing to be excited about. You got smacked 2 games in a row, and that's not good. That's not good. Other than that, though, Red Wings look really good. Some depth scoring. Perron put the puck in the net. Verona had an absolute snipe. Larkin put the puck in the net. They can keep doing this. Maybe they can make playoffs in the Atlantic, but I don't know. Obviously, they're young, but as of now, they're looking pretty good. Up next is the Boston Bruins versus the Arizona Coyotes. Carolina. Coyotes, they are so bad. I'm sorry. They're an AHL team. I just don't get it. Yes, they scored 3 goals, and Gostisbehere scored a cool breakaway. But other than that, guys, they don't look that good. At least Keller put the puck in the net. But Bruins, they dominated them as of usual. I think Coyotes, honestly, might be the worst NHL team in history. I think they might be the Colorado a couple years ago when they put up like 50 points, something like that. It's gonna be very, very bad. And if you're a Coyotes fan, I don't know what to say. Like, what's wrong? How do you fix this? Because as of now, it looks very bad. Another fan base that's probably very, very upset. Canucks versus the Flyers. Flyers win 3-2. Yeah. Canucks threw a lead. Flyers are 2-0 under Tortorella, and yeah, they scores a game winner. But Canucks, you can score, but you guys cannot defend. I don't know why. What is wrong? You got some good defenders. You just cannot defend. You got good defenders, great goalie, cannot keep the puck out of your net for some reason. And the Flyers, hey, they're 2-0, but Canucks are 0-2. It's not a great start for you guys. It was an early game of the day here. The Panthers versus the Sabres. Panthers won 4-3. Hey, the Sabres usually start hot at the beginning of the season. Basically every year they start hot, but they always like fall off towards the middle and the end. But Tuck scored, Gurgensons and Dahlin's putting the puck in the net. We love that. We love that. But hey, Panthers are too strong, too overpowered, and they took it to the Sabres on their home ice and won this game. Panthers kept scoring, but the Sabres kept responding. It was a nice game. But in the end, Panthers were too strong, and hey, they start 2-0, which is good for them. Then the last game of the night was the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Seattle Kraken. 5-2 win for the Knights. Adin Hill actually looked pretty damn good. And the Knights, there's some weak goals that the Seattle Kraken let in. But yeah, honestly, the Knights are 3-0 right now, which is awesome for them. They had a lot of doubt going into the year. And as of now, the goalies are looking solid, which was the huge question mark. And there's a lot of depth scoring right now. Marchessault scored twice. Dieter scored. Smith scored. And Kolesar scored like 12 seconds in. Like, that's absolutely crazy. Hey, the Knights are 3-0, They're looking lethal right now. Are they the best team in the Pacific? All right, guys, that is gonna be this video. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell, and yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for Be a Pro. Love you guys, and subscribe, motherfuckers.